Mr. Evans? Mr. Evans? Mr. Evans? Miss Wynn? Miss Wynn? Good afternoon. We're about to call this meeting to order. We are calling the meeting to order. This is the regular city council meeting. This meeting has come to order. This is the regular Riviera Beach City Council meeting, May 21st, 2025. The time is 6:47, and we will have a roll call, please.
Councilperson Priscilla Davis Pinero provided notice to the clerk's office of her absence. Councilperson Bruce Dighton.
Here.
Chair Pro Tem Kashamba Miller Anderson.
Present.
Dr. Glenn Spiritus, Councilperson Spiritus.
Here.
Chairperson Lanier.
Here.
City Manager Jonathan Evans. Deborah Lawson in for Acting City Clerk Deborah Hall. City Attorney Don Nguyen. Madam Chair, you have a quorum. You may proceed. Oh, I'm sorry, Mayor Lawson.
Thank you. Here.
I apologize. Madam Chair, you have a quorum. You may proceed.
Yes, before we get started, we want to welcome our Bahamian delegation that is here with us this evening. If they can come in. Thank you so much for being here with us this evening. We will have the Pledge of Allegiance by our mayor and a moment of silence.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Do we have any additions, deletions, or substitutions for our agenda this evening?
Madam
Staff?
Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
Madam Chair, if I may, if we can take item 2A off of the consent agenda and place that item under the regular agenda, that is for board appointments for the Housing Authority. And then also pursuant to agenda reviews that staff has conducted with city council members in my absence, item 2B, for the purposes of discussion, the board members wish to discuss this particular matter.
Okay.
Madam Chair. Madam Chair.
Ms. Miller Anderson and Mr. Spiritus.
Mr. Evans, for the 2A, can it be separated so that I don't have
Yes.
to?
Madam Chair, if I may,
Let's go ahead.
let me provide a little bit more clarity to that. Item 2A, if the appointments of the individuals on the item for 2A be taken individually instead of together,
Yes.
but asking for that item to be removed off the consent agenda and placed on regular.
Yes. Yes, go ahead, sir.
So, this question, I guess, is to the mayor. We still have two members that are holdovers on the board. Are you going to add them, or are you going to do something later at a later date?
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes, go ahead.
These are the only two appointments we have for the time being.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other items that we have for this agenda? I want to, the young man, Mr. Jeremiah Avedon, who plays the violin, I wanted him to come one last time and give us a rendition of one of his scores. We're going to go ahead and approve this agenda, and then we will have Mr. Jeremiah come up and give us a violin.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead, sir.
I move that the agenda be approved with the amendments.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
Sorry, before we approve the agenda, I did get an update from our legislative representative, Javante Edmonds. There was a scheduling error and he wasn't able to make it for tonight, but he sends his apologies. And he will be rescheduling for July after session because they did extend session. So if we can remove that from the agenda, 6A. I'm sorry, 6D.
Very good.
Madam Chair, my motion remains. I move that we approve the agenda with the amendments noted.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Councilperson Guyton,
Yes.
Chair Pro Tem Miller Anderson,
Yes.
Councilperson Spiritus,
Yes.
Chairperson Lanier.
Yes.
This meets with a unanimous vote.
Very good. Can we have an introduction, Mr. Jeremiah? Could you please come up? Yes, give Mr. Jeremiah a hand. Mr. Jeremiah is a young man who graced us with his presence the last meeting, and we just had to hear him again. So, without further ado,
Madam Chair?
yes, go ahead.
If I could just give his introduction
Yes,
again.
go ahead.
And we do have something from the mayor's office. Mr. Jeremiah, thank you. As my chair did say, Jeremiah Abadarin is a 16-year-old sophomore at Palm Beach Lakes, where he excels academically and athletically as a member of the varsity track team. With a passion for music, Jeremiah has honed his skills through formal training at UB Kenzie, Palm View Elementary School of the Arts, Bach Middle School of the Arts, and Faith Place Center for Arts and Education. As an accomplished musician, he has earned superior ratings from the Florida Orchestra Association and won first place at the MLK Performing Arts Competition in both 2023 and 2025. Jeremiah is a key member of Faith Place award-winning drumline and has performed with All County Orchestra and Palm Beach County Youth Orchestra. He's also obtained back-to-back recognition as the winner of the Riviera Beach Youth Explosion Talent Competition in instrumental category. He's a devoted member of the Church of Living God, a pillar in the group and the ground of the truth in Riviera Beach, and Jeremiah dedicates his time to community service through Men of Tomorrow and takes stock in children. Born to Jennifer and Olilaken Abadarin, Jeremiah continues to thrive in his academics, athletics, and artistry. Mr. Jeremiah, it is an honor to have you here in the city of Riviera Beach. And as my chair said, to have you back tonight because we wanted you to salute and to bring and welcome our delegation from the Bahamian delegates and to make sure they see the amazing talent that we have here in Riviera Beach. So thank you and welcome, and please.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Jeremiah Abater, and I'll be playing a hymn called I Come to the Garden Alone. Please enjoy.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jeremiah. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Your talent is profound, and we sincerely applaud you. One of Riviera Beach's own. The next item on the agenda is our consent agenda, and all matters listed under this item are considered to be routine, and action will be taken by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council person so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered in its normal sequence on the agenda. Do we have any comment cards for our consent
Madam Chair,
agenda? Yes, go ahead.
I think you skipped disclosures.
Oh, I'm sorry, I did. Are there any disclosures from the chair or the staff or the council members in regards to this agenda?
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
I want to disclose that item 2A, board appointment for Joseph Anderson, that is a relative. I will be abstaining from the vote, and I will submit my paperwork indicating that.
Thank you. Any other disclosures?
Madam Vice Chair, did you say that was a relative?
Oh, what? All right, very good. So, do we have any comment cards for the consent agenda?
Oh, Madam Chair.
Can I get a motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Councilperson Guyton,
Yes.
Chair Pro Tem Miller Anderson,
Yes.
Councilperson Spiritus,
Yes.
Chairperson Lanier.
Yes.
Motion approves unanimously. Vote.
Item is awards and presentations. Number 6A, proclamation establishing a sister city relationship with Freeport, Bahamas. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Evans, if you wanted to do a just quick lead into why we're here and what's going on tonight, and then I'll just get the proclamation and some of the guests ready.
Yes, Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
The item that the mayor is going to be presenting is obviously a proclamation, but back in 2019, we had an opportunity to meet with the Bahamian delegation from Freeport to establish a sister city relationship. This is a relationship that the city once had some time ago under the leadership of Mayor Masters. And so back in 2019, we were looking to facilitate a cultural exchange to work together with the delegation from Freeport, Bahamas. And unfortunately, after 2019, we had the Hurricane Dorian, as well as COVID, and that created a significant amount of time since we've had an opportunity to interact with the Bahamian delegation. And so over the past week, the mayor's office as well as city departments have had the opportunity to host the delegation and talk about reconstituting the relationship. And so Mr. Range, the chief of staff for the mayor's office, provided you a resolution in your email that we would like for the board to eventually consider to facilitate moving the relationship forward with the Bahamian delegation that's here. And they talked specifically on items such as economic development, trade, emergency management. And so we think that there's a fruitful opportunity here. And so under the mayor's leadership, we do want to move forward with this relationship in a more formal capacity and establish a new sister city relationship with Freeport, Bahamas. Mr. Mayor?
Thank you. And to that, there is a resolution to consider, but as I told my board and my staff, I don't want to play any got you, any just blindside. So the resolution was just consummated and provided for us, and we would like to ceremoniously sign it this week, but also have it codified in the record as long as everybody could take a look at it for the next meeting. If my board would consider it, I don't want to rush it tonight. I want you to have an opportunity to review and read it, but we do have the proclamations that we will be reading tonight. Mr. Range and also Ms. Nakasha Wells have been working with the delegation and supporting them all week. So I just want to thank them as well for what they've been doing and providing an amazing support. He will also be giving a full report as to what we've actually done, what was accomplished, and what details were actually done within this trip. But tonight, I want to make sure we honor this delegation. They're visiting us and they're actually fellowshipping.
but they're also learning about our community and our cultures. Thank you, Brother Armand, for bringing our violinists back, because y'all stole my thunder. That was part of their ceremony. We would actually tribute to them, but he was able to play for the whole community as always. So we thank you for that. And I do want to pay homage and respect and love to the great Bishop Thomas Masters, who served the city for 12 years. Bishop Masters is actually the one that originated this sister city relationship. And I did invite him, and I want him to actually join me if he can actually lead in reading the proclamation to the delegation, because we're going to continue greatness in the city. And I have to pay respect to the ones that paved the way for me to be able to serve as your mayor. So, Bishop Masters, if you can join me up front. And we will be having the delegation actually address the council and the community as well. Bishop Masters, who is here to serve in his official capacity. I wanted to honor him, welcome him, and thank you, and introduce him to the community once more, the community that he loves. Thank you.
And that official capacity is the international ambassador for the World Conference of Mayors. That is the capacity that I speak tonight. I am delighted to have my brothers and sisters from the Bahamas, Freeport particularly. Many people do not know that it was the Bahamian people that actually settled Riviera Beach many, many years ago. Please give my love and hellos to Miss Moxie, who's your minister of the government. Yeah, she's a personal friend. Tell her I said hello. And also, she was very instrumental in cementing the relationship. Proclamation. Where'd you get this from? This is nice. It's nice, right? We didn't have that one. Step it up here a little bit, huh? All right. Proclamation from the office of the Honorable Mayor Douglas Lawson of the City of Riviera Beach, Palm Beach County, Florida, establishing a sister city relationship between Riviera Beach, Florida, and Freeport, Bahamas. And I'm going to have you to stand. Would that be okay? Will I read this to you? Because I'm reading it to you. Whereas delegates from Freeport, Bahamas visit the city of Riviera Beach during the week of January 18 to 21, 2012. And whereas on January the 18th, 2012, Riviera Beach Mayor Thomas Masters signed a proclamation formally establishing a sister city relationship with Freeport, Bahamas. And whereas all official records of the sister city relationship were unfortunately destroyed during the Hurricane Dorian in Freeport, Bahamas. And whereas the city of Riviera Beach and the city of Freeport, Bahamas are committed to reestablishing the sister city relationship. And whereas the city of Riviera Beach, Florida and Freeport, Bahamas share a mutual commitment to fostering cultural, economic, and educational exchanges for the betterment of our communities. And whereas both cities recognize the value of collaboration and cooperation in strengthening ties, enriching the lives of their citizens, and promoting mutual understanding and respect. And whereas the citizens of Riviera Beach and Freeport share common interests and aspirations, including the development of commerce, tourism, and community involvement. And whereas the establishment of a sister city relationship between Riviera Beach and Freeport will open doors for continued collaboration in the fields of education, trade, cultural exchanges, religion, and tourism. And whereas this partnership will enhance the goodwill, international friendship, and cultural diplomacy, which are fundamental to the shared prosperity of both cities and their citizens. And whereas it is fitting and proper to formalize this relationship to reflect the shared values of both cities and their ongoing commitment to building lasting partnerships. Now, therefore, I, Thomas Masters, Mayor of the city, no, I'm just kidding. I, Mayor Douglas Lawson, Mayor of the city of Riviera Beach, Florida, hereby proclaim the establishment of a sister city relationship between the city of Freeport and Riviera Beach, and to be recognized as of Wednesday, May 21st, 2025. Furthermore, I encourage the citizens of Riviera Beach to embrace this exciting partnership and to take part in further collaborative efforts between our two cities.
In witnessed, affixed, and hereby set my hand and cause the seal of the city of Riviera Beach. On this day, May 21st, 2025, the mayor of the city of Riviera Beach so proclaims, this being a sister city relationship by this proclamation. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us tonight.
Good night, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here on this occasion. Like it was said earlier, that we wanted to reestablish this relationship from 2019, but we were hit by Hurricane Dorian, and then the world went into lockdown with COVID. This is more than just a signing of a piece of paper between two cities. Um, we want to become family, become one. It's called Sister Cities for a reason because we want to be like sisters, loving and caring for one another. We want to learn from you guys. We want to teach you guys. We want to share whatever there's knowledge that we have, and we want to gain whatever knowledge you guys have. So this means a lot to us, especially on the economic side. We know that in the Bahamas, we do a lot of spending of money in the state of Florida, but we want to direct all that money to the city of Riviera Beach. We would like, we're inviting you guys to come over and actually come and look at the possible economic potential that we have there in Grand Bahama. We want to grow together, we want to move as one, and we're looking for this relationship to blossom and go far. Like the mayor said, this is intentional, and we really mean it. This is not just for publicity and taking a picture. We want to push forward with this and watch this relationship grow and blossom. Good night, Riviera Beach.
Now, if we can have all the council, please join us up front for a picture.
Everybody on me on three. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, we're gonna move forward. Thank you so much, Sister City, for being here with us tonight. We really appreciate establishing this relationship, and we look forward to many fruitful days and working with you. We're gonna move on to our National Public Works Week's proclamation. That's what Mr. Cedric Clark, Mr. Evans.
Madam Chair and members of the board, if I can have the Acting Director of Public Works, Mr. Clark, come up here to recognize National Public Works Week. Public Works is a critical department in the city of Riviera Beach. It's our infrastructure department, and a lot of the things that our residents see and interact with, whether it's roadways, street lights, medians, our Public Works team is out there doing the work of so many important pieces of infrastructure, stormwater, you name it. Our Public Works Department is our go-to department from fleet operations. And so we want to take this opportunity to recognize the men and women in the Public Works Department for doing the things that they're doing to keep our community clean and beautiful and trash picked up and stormwater not backing up in neighborhoods. So, Mr. Clark, if you want to go ahead and take it away.
Good evening, Council, Chair, Mayor, and respected people in their
Good
places.
evening.
Could I have Public Works staff join me, please? Leaders are only as good as their team that they support. So, Mr. Evans and Ms. Jacobs, can you join us as well? I'm truly honored to be a part of this celebration as we observe Public Works Week, an occasion that allows us to shine the light on the incredible work done by our public works professionals. This year, our focus is on three powerful pillars: people, purpose, and presence. Public works is fundamentally about people serving people, dedicated professionals who work tirelessly behind the scenes and on the front lines. They are our neighbors, friends, and family, ensuring our community thrives. Our purpose is vital, providing the essential infrastructure and services that impact our daily lives. We plan for our future, enhancing quality of life and protecting our environment. The presence of public works is both visible and unseen, and our maintained roads, effective drainage, residing in the peace of mind, knowing essential services are reliable and that our community is safe and healthy. This week, please join me in appreciating their tireless efforts and the crucial role that they play in the safety, health, and well-being. Thank you to all the public work professionals for your dedication and for making Revere Beach a better place for everyone. Your work truly matters. Thank you. Uh, Mayor, do you mind?
Sure.
Yes, sir.
Madam Chair.
Huh? What?
We're gonna proclamation.
Oh, you're reading?
I'm gonna read it.
Okay, go
Oh,
ahead.
you want to? I got it.
No, you read it. Go ahead.
Proclamation from the Office of the Mayor, City of Riviera Beach, Palm Beach County, National Public Works Week, May 18th through the 24th. Whereas the year 2025 marks the 65th annual National Public Works Week, sponsored by the American Public Works Association, Canadian Public Works Association. Whereas public works professional focus on infrastructure, facilities, services that are vital for the importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to public health. high quality of life, and well-being of people of Riviera Beach. Whereas the infrastructure, facilities, and services could not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, employees at all levels of government and the private sector who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, and other structures and facilities essential for all of our residents. Whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and the children of the city of Riviera Beach to gain knowledge of and maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in their respective communities. Whereas the proclamation for National Public Works Weeks pays tribute and recognition of public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees for the substantial contributions you've made protecting our national health, safety, and advancing quality of life for all. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Douglas Lawson, Mayor of the great city of Riviera Beach, do recognize the week of May 18th through May 24th, 2025 as National Public Works Week, and further extend the appreciation to the City of Riviera Beach Public Works Department and the vital services they perform and the exemplary dedication to the City of Riviera Beach. I hereby set my hand on the cause seal of the City of Riviera Beach affixed this 21st day of May, 2025. Mayor Lawson, thank you to every one of our staff. Thank you for the dedication that you've done, and we pay it all to you. You guys are the ones on the ground in the first line of defense for our community. So we thank you for what you're doing, and we're dedicated to you as we celebrate our week of National Public Works. Thank you. There you go.
Don, come on up.
I need to lose weight. I need to lose some weight. That's my mama. Y'all don't leave yet. Don't leave. Huh? I know, right? Hey, you said it. I'm on. Right? You're welcome. You feel well.
We actually have one more proclamation. Yeah, we do. We have one more proclamation. This proclamation is for Emancipation Day, which is May 10th. Every year, the city of Riviera Beach celebrate May 10th. The difference in it in Juneteenth is that the Union troops got to Florida in May and went to Galveston, Texas in June, therefore Juneteenth. But the state of Florida also celebrates May 10th. Whereas on the 10th of January 1861 at 12:22 p.m. Florida was the third state to secede from the Union officially. In Florida since the 1500s, Africans were enslaved throughout the Spanish occupation as well as the French and English control of Florida until Florida entered into the Union. Most enslaved people worked on large plantations, which were in the middle part of the state, away from the coast. Whereas to the remainder of Florida, only one-third of the white population were enslavers, but they aligned with the more powerful, more prominent plantation owners in hopes of joining them one day. Whereas let it be noted that not every city in Florida fell under the Confederacy. And in those areas, formerly enslaved persons secured their freedom and recognized Emancipation Day as the 1st of January 1863, or on other dates occurring before Tallahassee surrendered. At the end of April 1865, Florida had officially surrendered on the battlefield, and Brigadier General Edward McCook arrived to enforce the Emancipation Proclamation and establish a new state government in Florida. On the 10th of May 1865, Brigadier General Edward McCook, leaving his soldiers at the edge of the city, rode into Tallahassee to greet city officials and accept the official surrender of the state. Whereas on the 20th of May 1865, days after the end of the Civil War and 2 years after President Abraham Lincoln had issued the Emancipation Proclamation, Brigadier General Edward McCook, accompanied by the 3rd United States Colored Infantry at his side, read the Emancipation Proclamation to the city of Tallahassee. At that time, Confederate troops were officially paroled home, military equipment was surrendered, and federal troops led the celebration by playing John Brown's Body. Now, therefore, be it finally resolved that the mayor and the city council do hereby proclaim May 20th, 2025 as Emancipation Day in the city of Riviera Beach, and encourage all citizens to learn more about this factual and fascinating history and to participate in the annual 20th of May Emancipation Day. In witness thereof, I have heretofore set my hand and caused the official seal of the city of Riviera Beach to be affixed on this 21st day of May 2025. And we will have a celebration in recognition of May 10th, not this Saturday, but next Saturday, May 31st, at the Riviera Beach Public Library at 6 p.m. There will be dance, there will be poets, there will be spoken word, and we are looking forward to seeing you on the 31st of May at the Riviera Beach Public Library. Thank you. Our next item.
Excuse me, Mrs. Lanier, Chairperson. We didn't get a chance to finish our presentation regarding the public works staff. If you would give us just
Okay.
1 minute, okay?
Of course, and then before you say that, I want to apologize to Mr. Brody because in April was National Library Week and we forgot him. So we're going to make sure we have a resolution for you as well, Mr. Brody, next meeting. Thank you. Go ahead, Ms. Jacobs.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Council persons in your respective places, Mr. Evans, Mrs. Nguyen. For the record, my name is Deirdre Jacobs, and I would be remiss if I did not mention my feelings professionally and personally about the Public Works Department. Many people don't know that they're up early in the morning, late at night. We call them when we have emergencies, and they never fail to go out. They never say no to any of the demands that are required of them, and they're always accommodating to us in so many ways. Mr. Brody is here with me as well because over the last several months, Cedric has taken over the leadership in the Public Works Department, and there's not a day that goes by that he doesn't exemplify to city administration of all of the accolades that has come forth for his department, library services on behalf of Public Works. So he's going to share words as well. Thank you.
Adam Brody, Library Director, Riviera Beach Public Library. I just wanted to take a moment to provide a testimonial of the outstanding workmanship, the outstanding attention that Mr. Cedric Clark has provided, along with his entire Public Works team over the last month or so. It has been a tremendous difference maker. Under Mr. Clark's leadership and his team, they have improved the library with various safety measures, increasing our unauthorized signage in the library parking lot, also establishing safety bollards at the front of the library, and a variety of other things that have been a tremendous difference maker in enhancing library security, library maintenance at the Riviera Beach Public Library. I could not be happier with the service from Mr. Cedric Clark and the entire Public Works team. They have made a huge, huge difference at the Riviera Beach Public Library, and we're definitely looking forward for that momentum to continue moving forward. Big kudos to Mr. Clark and his team. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Public Works. That department goes above and beyond. They are the ones who actually go out every day and clean the city up. This city, and when I'm telling you, this city, people should say, Riviera Beach looks like a garbage can. These people go out every single day pick up paper, mow the lawns, mow the medians. They do it all, and they make this city look good. So kudos to them because they do. And it's hot, and they do a lot of work in terms of making this city look like it does. So thank you again, guys, for the work and girls for the work. We're gonna move on to our developmental services update, which is the comprehensive plan update.
Madam
Um,
Chair, 2A.
Oh, 2A, I'm sorry. Actually, we had two more before that. 2A is the board appointments. Mr. Evans?
Madam Chair and members of the board, this item before you is the appointment or the mayor's recommendation for appointment to the Riviera Beach Housing Authority. The two names that are proffered require confirmation by the city council for the appointment. And so should the city council wish to appoint any of these two individuals, we ask that you take them individually for the appointment. And then staff recommends approval of the item that's before you, taken in a separate form for the purposes of allowing for each of the individual candidates themselves to be voted upon.
Can I get a motion to approve Troy Patrick to the Riviera Beach Housing Authority Board of Commissioners?
Second.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Councilperson Guyton,
Yes.
Chair Pro Tem Miller Anderson,
Yes.
Councilperson Spiritus,
Yes.
Chairperson Lanier.
Yes.
This item passes unanimously.
Can I get a move Mr. Joseph Anderson for the Riviera Beach Housing Authority Board of Commissioners? Ms. Miller Anderson will be abstaining from this vote.
So moved. Second.
Madam Clerk?
Councilperson Guyton,
Yes.
Councilperson Kachamba Miller Anderson,
Abstain.
Councilperson Spiritus,
Yes.
Chairperson Lanier.
Yes.
This matter passes with Miller Anderson dissenting,
Abstaining.
abstaining, correction, sorry, abstaining.
I cannot, I can't go home.
You can't do that for her.
She can't go home to her relative.
All right, we'll go on to 2B, which is the Riviera Beach Education Advisory Board appointments. Mr. Evans?
Madam Chair, members of the board, at this time, I'm going to ask for Dr. Hayes to make this presentation.
Hold on 1 second, Mr. Evans. Ms. Hayes, could you come back? Give me 1 second. Let me do the public comments first. I want to, it's 7:30 and I don't want to go past that.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
And I'm sorry, I was actually just greeting the delegation, walking them out, but in regards to the item, for the Housing Authority, the appointments, I just wanted to thank the two appointments for wanting to serve in the city. I did miss the appointment, but I hear that it passed, so congratulations. Troy Patrick, Joe Anderson, thank you. These are individuals that we're going to continue to serve with the Housing Authority to keep growing and building and fostering a relationship with the Housing Authority that builds and elevates us. So Mr. Patrick is, as you saw within the application, he's a community advocate, homegrown leader, and a resident here in this community. And he's also a realtor here in the community with understanding of housing in our community. So Mr. Patrick, thank you again for wanting to serve. We're honored to have you tonight. Mr. Anderson, everyone knows that great man. So Joe, we're excited to have you serving on this board. And as the Housing Authority, our goal right now is to build a strong and foster a strong relationship with the city, the CRA, the CDC, and the Housing Authority, so we can work in unity. So it can be one unity, one organization working together to build housing, affordable workforce, and real housing in this community. And they've done a good job, but we're just going to keep building on greatness, and that's our montage. We're reimagining Riviera Beach, so thank you, Troy. Mr. Anderson, I'm excited to have you on this board. Thank you, sir, and thank you both for being here tonight. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, sir. Public comment shall begin at 7:30 p.m. unless there is no further business of the city council, which, in that event, it shall begin sooner. In addition, if any item is being considered at 7:30, then comments from the public shall begin immediately after the item has been concluded. Please be reminded the city council board has adopted rules of decorum governing public conduct during official meetings, which is right here in the middle of the aisle. In an effort to preserve order, if any of the rules are not adhered to, the city council chairperson may have any disruptive speaker or attendee removed from the podium, from the meeting, and or the building if necessary. Please govern yourselves accordingly. Madam Clerk?
Chairperson Lanier, we have 7 public comment cards at this time. Acceptance of the public comment cards is now closed. We have Ms. Williams, Ms. Hester, and Mayor Bishop Thomas Masters starting.
Could you call the person's full name? The first person?
Ms. Williams? Williams? Excuse me? No. Is Ms. Williams here?
He's here.
She's here. She didn't put her first name.
Ms. Williams, Miss up, you're first, ma'am.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead, sir.
that's Dolores Williams.
Mr. Loris Williams?
To the council and to the citizens of this great city. Um, I would like to say something in reference to Mayor Felder. When they was first elected, he had family members that lived in the island, Bahamas, and he tried his best to get this same thing done with the people from the island to come in and were rewarded. He tried this here. I want to let people know. Former Mayor Felder tried this right after they was all them that was elected to try to get this set up under his leadership. And you say the appointees, I know Miss Anderson excused herself, but to me, I think it's a conflict of interest. Your husband on the board, you had a young man that ran against you that's on the housing authority. I want you to check on that. I want you to talk to me. You.
Miss
Did I
Williams?
call a name?
Miss
Did I call a
Williams?
name?
Miss Williams,
Did I call a name?
please continue.
You know what I'm talking about. But did I call a name? Don't try to put me out. That's
Okay.
you call me mommy, okay? But this is what I want to say. I like to give a certain thing for the police department. My nephew, he has was in the army for 27 years. And I don't know if any of you saw this. You know, they have these big, heavy Chevys. They got them all different colors and they ride through the city, especially on Sunday. So he was going to the VA hospital and he stopped at a store. I'm just trying to make y'all laugh because you done got so serious and deep. And he said he was standing up there coming out the store. This heavy Chevy pulled up beside him as a dark beige Chevy. He said, "Big dog, is there some Michael Jordan shoes you got?" He said he looked all around looking for cameras and stuff. He said he know what was going on. And he say, "I'm asking you about them shoes, big dog." He say, the young man opened the car door, finna get out to come rob him. This is what he said. He's not afraid of anything. He said, "Yeah, they Michael Jordan big shoe, tennis shoes. Now come and get them." You know what they did? The boy put his feet back in the car and they said, "Let's go." I know they wouldn't have did that in the raw. Because I got the police department would have been right on him, right then and there. But he say, thank God he didn't get to his car because they'd have been lit up like lightning. So please, my son, you know what I'm
Thank you very much for your comments.
Ms. Hester?
Good evening,
Good evening.
Mayor Lawson, to the chair and the council, city manager and staff. My name is Kiara Hester. I'm the founder of the Purple Promise Foundation, and I'm just here to speak briefly about the upcoming Black and Fit Health and Wellness Expo taking place this Sunday in this room exactly, here at the Marina Event Center. While the title Black and Fit centers the Black and minority community experiences, this event is open to everyone. The goal is to highlight the real disparities our communities face in health access, wellness education, and self care resources, areas where we continue to see systemic gaps. So, this event is more than about fitness, it's about physical health, mental health, and emotional healing and community care. We want our community and surrounding areas to walk away feeling seen, supported, empowered, and served. And so I just want to say thank you to the city of Riviera Beach for this partnership. It's very important. I take this initiative to heart, even while facing some health challenges of my own. It will be a great day in the city of Riviera Beach. We will have over 20 vendors here that is ready to serve our community. It is a free event, and even some of our nursing practitioners and professionals are all homegrown, born and raised in the city of Riviera Beach. So it is for us, by us, and I'm just inviting the community out, and it's going to be a great time. Thank you.
Bishop Masters? Followed by Ms. Bremen.
To the chair and to the honorable mayor, I want to compliment and congratulate Mayor Lawson for the listening tours and listening to the people. As long as you stay connected to the people, you will always be a great mayor. And to Joe Anderson, that I've known over 35 years, I believe that he also will bring a great expertise, having served on um, the port. He certainly is well qualified. And I've known him personally for 35 years. I just didn't know he was a relative of Councilwoman Anderson, but I guess he is. Um, Jeremiah, the young man that played it's very difficult to play a violin, and he made us very proud tonight. Can we give him another hand? Can we do that? I do want to quickly mention that we have lost two giants in Palm Beach County, certainly in the memory of Bishop Harold Calvin Ray, who I've known for many, many years. Reverend William Shelton, who actually built the New Macedonia Baptist Church, has passed. His funeral will be Saturday at 10 a.m. at the St. John Baptist Church. Last but not least, I'm going to be preaching a very special sermon on Sunday morning based upon a song and a dance that has engulfed this whole nation, from children, teenagers, adults, seniors, even my sister, who's 80 years old, just celebrated her 80th birthday. She had the audacity to get on the floor and with her fan. So Sunday morning, I'm going to be preaching Boots on the Ground. Thank you.
Thank you for your comments.
But that's a hard act to follow now, to the chair and to the board. I wanted to say too, with the Public Works Department, I know that we cannot speak on it, but I think it would be nice for the residents to say something, because they are vital. And as a resident of the city, I thank the Public Works Department. I thank every employee that is in this city, because you cannot have any city without your employees. So I wanted to say too, thank you for the Public Works Department, and thank you for the Emancipation. Abraham Lincoln did it on January the 1st, 1863. And it was encamping us into our slavery that was derived out of the civil rights. And guess what? Our backs are still up against the wall. So we must look at these things here, and we must not forget these things here. So I say kudos to that as well too. To the lease agreements that so often that we have people coming into our city, to do whatever type of activity or entertainment that they want. I was over there to the Boots and Barbecue, and the kids were over there. And those little kids there, they really did a magnificent job as well as others. But we will have Mike Tyson coming in here on Saturday, and the tickets are $30. Now, I'm going to tell you all something, but I'm quite sure you as a board, you already realize this. A lot of programs are being cut. We have food bank distribution in this city here, and some of their fundings and some of their food is being cut as well too. So anybody that comes in our city, we're not begging, but we give you our goods. We give you our goods because we say that we welcome you. But we would like for you to also display that same hospitality upon us as well, because we're struggling too. We got a lot of projects going on, and things are being cut, not just in Riviera Beach, all over the landscape here. I have a list of things that they just must like. They just done cut. They're gone. So what I'm asking for you as a board to re-examine your lease agreements, to see what you can come up with, and make it inclusive so that our kids can always be partakers of it too. We had some kids that were out there on Saturday, and I wasn't expecting to see them, but they were there, and we had a good time. So I would like the board to take another look at that lease agreement. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cindy Marsh, followed by Kendrick Wiley.
Again, Council. I just want to piggyback on what Ms. what Ms. Williams said about when the first thing came out about Freeport. Some of you all, one person or two of you all wasn't here when Felder tried to roll it out, and it was said that it's a conflict of interest. But I'm not trying to hash up old stuff, but you have to call a spade a spade. I mean, what made a difference to do it now? It's a great thing to have a sister company or whatever. I'm not knocking that. You can't pick and choose and when you want to do something when it's benefiting the whole community. You just can't do it. It's not being transparent. It is one thing to be passionate about a cause. It is something altogether different and humane to be pimp a cause for self-gain. The reason why I say that, it's Mental Illness Month. Quite a few of you all have stood on this platform and saying you all going to do this for mental illness, you're going to do that. I was so happy to see a video and on the news where Belgrade cut ribbon for their first long-term mental illness ward. Mental illness is real. You never know what's going to happen to you or one of your family members or close friend. So let's start with the platform. I've heard, I've seen the photo op with the mental illness, and my story is someone else's glory because my mind was gone over 40 years ago, and it wasn't due to drugs. It's because of loss of family members, and because who God is, I can speak about it highly. So I don't take that lightly because I have family members that's struggling. And I'm quite sure you all, it's nothing to be ashamed of. You know where you've been, but you don't know where you're going. But you thank God you can say, I am one of them. So you all sitting on this board cutting this funding and that funding, let's find some funding for mental ill for right here in our city. This is a city where we love to live, work, and play. This is a city what we want to call home. Put some money to something that's useful instead of all these 40 and 50 minutes, some of them unnecessary presentations. I do want to thank you for your time, and I yield back, Chair.
Thank you very much for your comments. Next resident, Mr. Wiley. Resident. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Madam Chair, Vice Chair, council members, Honorable Mayor. All right, man, I'm gonna piggyback on the National Public Works. I love it. So I'm gonna go ahead and, I know the last day was May 24th, correct? So by me being the operation partner of Marcos, that day, if anybody in the Public Works of Riviera Beach, come to Marcos Pizza, free pizza. Just show your badge, free pizzas that day. 'Cause I appreciate you too. So I love y'all, like I said before. So May 24th, Public Workers, Marcos, free pizza. But now the next reason I'm up here, hey Walter, can you go get closer to this? My great friend Lil Haynes, she having this second annual Family Expo at Cunningham Park. And I just want to show everybody to come out there May 31st. It's amazing. I went last year. They got spots for the seniors, got spots for the veterans. The kids can play. It's a park I grew up in for 36 years, been part of my family. I just want to come out there and say, just announce that Family Expo, second annual community free event. Come out, support, have fun with your kids, bring the community together. And again, Public Works, May 24th, free pizza for y'all. Come in with the badge. It's on me. All right. Have a great one. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Are there any more public comments?
No, Madam Chair.
I wanted to address two issues that came up. The first one was in regards to Mayor Felder and the issue regarding the Bahamian delegation. Mr. Felder had every opportunity, whatever he wanted to do, he could have done that. That is no reflection on the current mayor. Um, there was nothing that we could have done to stop him from doing that. So let me be clear on that piece. On the second piece, Mayor Vice Chair Miller Anderson abstained from the vote from her relative because she did not want a conflict. So let's be clear on that. People come to the mic and they speak these mistruths, and we want to make sure that they are corrected on the record. With that being said, are there any other comments regarding public comment?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yes, go ahead.
I know Ms. Nguyen is just coming in, but if Ms. Nguyen could put on the record that it is not a conflict.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, I researched this matter for Mrs. Miller Anderson, and it is not a conflict. She did have to abstain in an abundance of caution, but it is not a conflict for Mr. Anderson to serve on the Housing Authority Board.
Thank you.
And the other thing, what people may not be aware of is that a husband and wife can serve on the board as a city council person, first of all. So that is not a conflict either. So with that being said, even though it's two different things, he's being appointed, but if he was elected up here, we could both serve on the same board and there is no issue with that. Matter of fact, both of us were elected officials at one point, a husband and wife team here in Palm Beach County for 4 years. And that may have been a rare situation that occurred in the county. So please do your research before you come up here saying stuff that is not true. I did make sure it was absolutely legal and not a conflict in order for that to happen. And so I thank you, Mayor, and I thank my relative who is my husband. I said relative because I have to file a form with the state to abstain from the vote. This is something everyone has to do whenever they need to abstain because they may have a conflict. So I did fill out my form and it says relative. So that's why I said exactly what the form said. But yes, it's my husband. Thank you.
Madam Chair.
Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Thank you. And to that point, that was my appointee for the Housing Authority Board. I did every bit of research with my staff, with Attorney Nguyen, and asked all the proper questions before putting it on this agenda. So residents, if you're looking at transparency, honesty, integrity, we've done the due diligence. We've done the interpretation of what the charter says, what the bylaws say, and what the rules say in regards to what we can and cannot do on this board. So please take that into consideration when we bring this to the board. We want to make sure items are fully vetted, fully cooked and ready for the residents' consumption. So I'm honored to have Mr. Joe Anderson and Troy Patrick as my appointees, and we were prepared coming into this meeting because I did speak to my legal counsel to make sure that it was not going to be a conflict. Anything that comes before this board, and I was going to save these comments for the end, I'm going to make sure my staff is prepared. I'm going to make sure that my staff understands the discussions in our agenda reviews, and this board is going to have very uneventful meetings. It's going to be making sure this council is all on the same page, and the city's going to be on the same page, because we're not going to play those gotchas up here. We're not going to play those incentives or agendas where people have passive agendas behind the scenes. We're going to let the residents know what's happening. We're going to have transparent conversation, and we're going to keep pushing the city forward in a positive light. But thank you, and thank you to my appointees for tonight.
Thank you, sir. If there are not any other issues, we're going to move on to our next item, which is discussion and deliberation. Mr. Clarence Sermons. Mr. Sermons, your presentation, you have 10 minutes. Please step right up.
If he wants to take 5, it's okay. If he wants 5, I'm okay with it. If he only needs 5, you know.
Thank you, Madam.
Mr. Sermons, it's a pleasure to have you here.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of council, honorable mayor, Madam Attorney, and it is an honor to serve. For this presentation, which we will, as instructed, keep as brief as possible, the purpose is to ensure that this body is abreast of where we are with the city's comprehensive plan. As you're well aware, it is one of the highest orders, according to state law, guiding documents for the resources of our city. We've been working on this for some time, and we know that there's been a change in the elected body since we've embarked on this journey. So the purpose of this presentation is to let you know where we are today, the journey of how we got here, and what's next. The focus of this presentation will be the community outreach that has taken place thus far, because there will be a workshop dedicated to the comprehensive plan in which we will get into the details of what's in there and ensure that it's consistent with the views and expectations of you all, the policy makers. But again, this is not the workshop to get into the details of it. We just want you to understand the outreach that has taken place so far and the outreach meeting that will be taking place next week. In order to give you that overview.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
I hate to do this, but we didn't take item 2B.
We did. Oh, yes. Oh, we did not. The
Read item.
Education Committee, yeah.
Education Committee.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get this finished, and then we'll come back to that.
No problem.
What, Mr. Chair? I mean, Mr. 2B, Riviera Beach Education Board was under the consent. We only pulled 2A.
Madam Chair, if I may. We pulled item 2B because in some of the agenda reviews that occurred, some of the board members had some questions about some of the process and appointments and the like. And so we did want to provide the opportunity for the board to have its discussion before the appointments proceeded forward.
But I don't think when did you pull it? We didn't do it at the beginning of the meeting. We only pulled 2A.
Yes, we did.
Where did that go? Okay.
All right, very good. So we're down to 8 now, Mr. Sermons.
Okay. All right. So again, the first part of this presentation will be a quick overview of where we are with the comprehensive plan. And the second part will be related to notice. For the first part, I would like to introduce Principal Planner Suneed Simon, who's been leading this initiative for several years now. Ms. Simon?
Just a couple. Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board, well, City Manager, staff, our residents, our amazing residents, and other community members. My name is Suneed Simon. I am the Principal Planner of Long Range Planning here at the City of Riviera Beach, and I am pretty excited to be here this evening to get to this point. We began in early 2023 to get our boots going on our comp plan. Throughout different meetings, people have been talking about what the comp plan says, and we've had a lot of saying, let's wait for the new comp plan. And so we are here today. Where'd everybody go? We are here today in order to discuss what we've been doing, where we are, and in order to get to the point where we would love everyone to come out next Thursday, and I'm going to say that plenty of time throughout this presentation, next Thursday for our final feedbacks for our time of our final feedbacks to our draft plan. So let's begin. Tonight's
Madam Chair.
presentation.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
you just made a statement that the final feedback is going to be next Thursday, but I thought there was going to be a workshop for the people on Singer Island.
So we'll talk about that in a few minutes. So for tonight's presentation, we will be talking about a bit about the process and our timeline of where we are, and that'll help to answer that question that you just asked. We'll talk about data collection that we've been doing thus far. We'll talk about the feedbacks that have led to the drafts that we currently have, and then our next steps for our plan. So just a reminder for everyone, reminder that our comp plan, sometimes we call it short comp plan, but it means comprehensive plan. So this establishes the long-term vision for the city, and this is going based off of Chapter 163 in the Florida State Statutes. The goal is for it to echo the voice, so meaning like our dreams, what we want for our city, our hopes and concerns that we have, that our residents may have, our businesses may have, our nonprofits may have, and anyone that serves here in the city. And then we use this, our leaders use this, as our staff use this as a daily basis, or should be using this, in order to make different decisions that we have in order to help our city run. What goes into our plan and what's going into our plan? Our plan is called Riviera 2040 because we are trying to aspire for where we are going to be in the next decades or so. Ooh, all right. Does it move it too? Oh, yes, it does. Okay. Our plan is called Riviera 2040, like I just said. You should see this logo around that is pointing towards our plan. And what went into this plan and what has been going into this plan, number one, we've been having input. We've been having input from our residents, we've had from our businesses, we've had from nonprofits and other stakeholders giving their ideas as to how we should be fashioning our plan and the different policies that we have. We developed a staff steering committee that helped us to understand how they've been using the plan, what these policies have been, and how they've used those policies and how they haven't used some of those policies in order for us to see what needs to be kept, what needs to be removed, and what we need to change up and modify. Also, we've been collecting data on where we are as a city. How many people do we have? What's going on our roads? How do our buildings fit in our spaces? This is all, and this data, as well as other city plans that have been developed over the years that's not in our original comp plan, those have all now being shifted into our Riviera 2040. We've also had one-on-ones with our city council members back in the days, as well as our P&Z members, as well as we had these sessions at the end of the month with our P&Z boards in order for us to go over different elements. And finally, and importantly, our consultant has helped us to put this plan together based off of best practices and also their expertises in the field. This is all going into our Riviera 2040. Where are we today? Today we're at a place where and this is to answer that question that you had, we're right now on our little roadmap. We have already gathered data, like I said. We looked at and we identified opportunities, issues, and challenges. We start to articulate a vision, which in our new plan, we didn't have this in our last plan, but we now have guiding principles that will be leading the conversation, okay, in our policies that we have there. And from there, we formulated different goals and objectives and policies. And then we start our draft, and we now have our plan out for feedback. Our plan right now is you can find drafts of our plan on riviera2040.org. You can find that plan, and you can also always come in to get a copy. I have no problem using our printer and all of our ink in order to help us to do that. And we'll talk about other opportunities that we have afterwards. And then we're trying to get towards the aspect of adoption, and that'll be later this summer. So the time of feedback, I said we have final feedback beginning on Thursday, and then we are taking requests of where to have other opportunities to speak about the plan. Data collection. So we did this in different ways. We tried to do it community-wide. We started with surveys, and we went first. We sent them out like a little blurb in our utility bills, and then we were like, I think we need to go find the people. And so we started finding the people. We went to different community HOA meetings. We went and door knocked in different communities, so that way we can talk to people so they can understand what it was about. And we also went to different events that were being held within our city in order to help pass out our surveys and talk to people and give them the link. We also had workshops with our community where we had large workshops that we had two large workshops, one in April of 23, we had another in August, and then and in 24, we had a business meeting with our business community in order to learn more from them. And then at the end of the month, like I said earlier, we had P&Z board workshops where we would ask members of the community to show up in order to give their opinions. And we had some really good ones, and we had some that I didn't see you there at. And that's okay, because we have time and opportunity for more feedback. We tried other ways outside of putting it in your mailbox and knocking on your doors and having meetings in order to inform our public of the plan, where we had a commercial going on, and that was in our social media. We had it also on our channel. We used it inside of our magazine. We were one of the first articles in the first magazine of the comebacks of our magazine. You'll see our amazing director in that magazine talking about the comp plan. And then we also were on big TV. Because it's an important thing to make sure that we get to everyone, and we know that not everyone shows up to every meeting that we have, we went to you. So we started doing we had different opportunities around the city where we would go to whatever's happening in the community. So we went to housing fairs, we went to the opening of fire stations, we went to random fairs and festivals that we had. There was like a shrimp festival that we went to, a seafood festival. That was pretty good. Good food, good people. And we also walked around town with different members of our community that wanted to show us their community. And these are other pop-ups and different folks that we were able to talk to. And we also went to staff events because they utilize this plan every day. So how is it really working in your everyday? Another thing that was important for us is for us to have a diverse collection of folks that were giving us data. We had a workshop with our YEP youth, where this was one of our first workshops actually that we had. Our YEP youth did this whole event for, I think it was 2 to 3 days, where they had to build their future Riviera Beach. And then at the end, they put together a presentation for us to help us understand what is it that they're looking for in the future of Riviera Beach. That's the picture above, one of the examples of one of the groups. These are our teenagers. We also use our younger folks, and we did this through art and through other different activities. We had one where we did some gardening with our youth, and it was, I think, a preschool and an after school, a summer camp. They participated. It's not here, but I just thought it was awesome. And we also worked with our older, more mature group, where we went to the senior center, or we went to different events to make sure that we were able to get different voices in this conversation. And continuation of our pop-ups, we went to specific events. For example, you'll see for our coastal cleanup, and here we're able to get folks that are really interested in coastal management, right? And in order to understand what is it that we needed to be doing for our coast. Or we went into associations, homeowners, to see how are our policies helping you, how are they not helping you, and what did we learn from all of this? Well, we were able to come up with top 10 supported themes from all the data that we were collecting. We learned that people wanted more local dining, more retail for them to get to and not have to jump into their cars, and more entertainment, or a bring back of entertainment, is what everybody talks about. We had all these things, we had bowling and movies and stuff, but we no longer have. And so these were a top conversation on what it is that they'd like for our city. They talked about the appearance of the city and improving that appearance. They talked about enhancing our parks and recreation, where they felt that we were losing some of our parks and recreation opportunities, and they'd love to enhance that. And we have our amazing director who is doing that and getting us where we'd like to get to. Talked about home ownership, stabilizing our city and enhancing affordability, ensuring that we will have homes that are affordable for us to live in. Mhm. We talked about the growth and the development that's happening here in our city. We talked about quality of our land, our water, and our open space and conserving them. We talked about local business development, wanting to have more businesses that are locally owned, right? Expanding access to different forms of transit and not just our cars. And actually, in public safety, improving public safety and prioritizing where that happens. Like I said earlier, this led to our 6 guiding principles that guides our policies that you'll be seeing next week and then weeks to follow. And our guiding principles that we identified was our neighborhoods. These are just simple words, and you'll see them throughout our plan. Our neighborhoods, addressing housing, safety, making sure that we are feeling safe, and not just safe and like I'm not in harm's way, but I can walk on a sidewalk and not kill myself. Looking at equity and helping us for all of us to participate in what's happening in our community. Prosperity. This is going to be a new element that we'll have in our comprehensive plan where we look at the economic growth of the city, but ensuring prosperity throughout what's happening. Resiliency, becoming a more resilient community when we look at our natural environment and when we look at the way we look at our programming that we have for our community. And livability. We want a place that's not just a house, an industrial space, whatnot, but we want it where we feel like we're living, we're thriving. We're not just living, but we're also thriving. So this has led to our drafts and and we're going into the feedback that we love for our drafts. Like I said, there are many things that goes into this plan where we go from input of our community, input of our decision makers, the data on what's happening here, our staff that utilizes it, and best practice that's happening in our community. And we've come up with some of these drafts that you guys will be looking at for the next few weeks, where we're looking at what have we prioritized. For example, when we look at housing, we're prioritizing home ownership, we're prioritizing affordability, we're prioritizing senior access to housing, right? And we look at, in another example, transportation. We're looking at different ways for us to get around the city and also making things accessible, having the safe, walkable spaces in order for us to be able to get to the store or get to the park. So I ask you all, and I ask you all to please ask all your members in your community to please come out please come out next Thursday. It'll be here. At 6:30. We'll having part of our final feedback. We also have within the month. I am asking for if we are setting up different things for us to be able to do that in the month of June. And that will help my planning team that is working with me to have a hearing with our planning and zoning board at the end of June after we collect all our feedback and start to shift and change things as need be. Then we'll have a presentation to planning and zoning. And then we'd like to bring it to the city council for a workshop in July for you all to actually hear what these policies are and what we're thinking of doing. You guys determine if that happens, but I'd love a workshop in July. And then asking for the transmittal hearing in the month of August. We're looking at the end of August to do that. So that way, during the workshop, we collect more information, we shift what we need to shift, and then bring it for a first reading at the end of August. And then adoption determines on you all. But we do ask everyone to go to Riviera2014.org. Riviera2040.org in order to look up the policies that we are looking at to address in the next month or so. And more from our department.
Madam Chair.
Are there any questions?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Well, I would just like to commend Miss Simone Sinee. I've had Sinee, is that I pronounced it correctly? I had an opportunity to serve on the Planning and Zoning Board Not only that, I too am a planner, and it takes a special kind of planner to be a long-range planner. Uh, trust me. Um, and I felt her passion. She's one who is a tremendous benefit to our city because this is how we plan our future. And when you have someone with the passion that she has, all those meetings, all those events, all those, oh no, like that. It takes a special kind of person. And she does it with enthusiasm. And I just like to commend her and let her know that she is appreciated. And we are fortunate to have you here at the city. Thank you. Give her a hand.
We all concur. We all concur that she is one of a kind in regards to our comprehensive plan because when she came out to different events, I didn't think she was talking about the comprehensive plan because it was so engaging that it's really good. But thank you, Mr. Neat, for your enthusiasm and sticking with us. Mr. Sermons.
Yes, Madam Chair. So again, as you heard, next week, Thursday, will be our final push to get feedback on those final drafts of the comprehensive plan. And we have noted that there's been a request for an additional meeting for that one. So as soon as we have a date, we'll make sure we push that one just as hard on all of our routes and platforms. And to wrap this presentation up, we have about 4 slides that are 30 seconds each. And this came from a recommendation from our Planning and Zoning Board. And we figured while we had your attention, we would squeeze this in. And so we are just requesting direction on how to process this recommendation that comes from the Planning and Zoning Board. And for this quick second part of this presentation, I will yield the floor to Assistant Director Scott Evans.
Thank you. Good evening, Madam Chair, Mayor, City Council. As we were working through the workshops and the process for the comprehensive plan, which of course is about enhancing public participation, one of the goals that we came across and that we want to expand the public notice requirements for public hearing site plans. Staff is preparing to prepare an ordinance for City Council's future consideration, which would provide enhanced public notice for public hearing site plans applications. Currently, these steps are only required, which include posting signage on the properties and mailing notice to surrounding property owners. A lot of our site plan applications that are submitted include requests for rezoning, land use changes, special exceptions, and abandonment applications, which do require already in our code those public notice requirements. However, if an applicant was to submit a large-scale site plan application independently and on its own without any of those other, it wouldn't have these public notice requirements. We looked at other cities. We looked at Green Acres, Palm Beach Gardens, West Palm Beach, Boynton Beach, and Delray Beach, and also Palm Beach County. And they all have a specific requirement for public hearing site plans for both to mail notice out to surrounding property owners and to post signage on the property. So we just want to bring this to the City Council's attention. We're proposing to amend the Code of Ordinances to include these 4 public hearing site plans. And we're requesting council direction. We would like to proceed with preparing an ordinance to implement these additional notice requirements. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Are there any questions?
Madam Chair.
Spirits, go ahead.
So Assistant Director, you're going to do radius map requirements, correct?
Madam Chair? Yes, that's correct.
Are you going to do 250, 300, 200? What are you leaning towards?
The other sections of our code already require 300. So we would look to maintain that same distance.
Okay, thank you. That's the only question I had.
Let's go ahead.
Mr. Evans, will the notices be sent to, regarding all site plans, or is there a particular use or size of project that would trigger it? What would trigger doing a notice?
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
It would be triggered by any site plan that requires a public hearing. So any site plan that's going to go through the process of review of planning and zoning, and final approval by the city council, which is probably about 80% of all site plans that we receive. They would all be required to follow this new proposed notice requirement.
Okay.
All right.
That's all I have, Madam Chair.
All right, thank you so much for your presentation, sirs. Mr. Need, thank you so much.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
if you don't mind, could we get a motion for that direction?
Okay, very good.
All right. Well, I have a quick question.
Go ahead.
It was on the agenda, right? Yeah, this was on the agenda, so we can do a motion, right? We good with the motion.
What is the motion for?
Staff is requesting direction to amend the land development code to modify notice requirements for site plans.
So moved.
Second. Madam Clerk?
Councilperson Guyton,
Yes.
Chair Pro Tem Miller Anderson,
Yes.
Councilperson Spiritus,
Yes.
Chairperson Lanier.
Yes.
This item passes with a unanimous vote.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your presentations. Next item, 2B. Mr. Evans?
Madam Chair, members of the board, I ask that Dr. Hayes make this presentation to the board concerning the appointments to the members for the Riviera Beach Education Advisory Committee.
Good evening, Chair, councilpersons, mayor, city manager, and everyone in their respective places. I am Dr. LaTronda Hayes, the assistant to the city manager. And this evening before you is the Riviera Beach Education Advisory Board appointments. There are 6 appointments, 1 including the mayor, and 5 other appointments, 4 from the other respective districts. We are asking that you would take those appointments individually.
Okay.
I've got a question.
Yes, go ahead.
What is there some reason for all these individual motions?
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, go ahead.
The board can handle it, whether it's individually or collective as a group. There was some conversations that came up as part of the agenda review specifically to the at-large appointments and how the board wanted to look to facilitate at-large appointments and the like. And so we wanted to bring that and pull that off the agenda for the purposes of discussions for council. But if it is just the appointments of all the persons that would represent your respective districts, the board can, do that in one motion and then discuss the at-large position separately if it so chooses.
Okay.
I don't have a problem with one motion for all of this. I'm not sure why we're talking about pulling the different parts out. I know that Commissioner Spiritus did not have an appointment, and he very well can have an appointment at some point because if that's what you want, yeah.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, so with respect to my appointment, the person I'm appointing unfortunately had some family issues and had to be out of state for the last 2 months, so I was just waiting for him to get back. But he's already told me in the last day that he is willing to serve on the board representing District 4. But my question to Dr. Hayes, and maybe we can just put this to sleep, is what's the difference between at-large and citywide?
Through the chair.
Yes, go ahead.
Yes, Dr. Spiritus, councilperson Dr. Spiritus. Citywide is just, it just includes the students, the 2 students, and anyone in the city additionally. The district at large would be councilperson Davis Paneer.
So I'm seeing here that there's really 2 appointments for citywide that are not, and one of them is not a student. They both seem to be adults. Is that correct?
I'm sorry, I did not see that, sir.
No, I'm sorry. Let me speak to his issue. I think that you have an issue with Dr. Botel as being appointed
Madam
citywide.
Chair,
Let me
Chair,
finish. Let me
if
finish.
I can, but
Let me
you're
finish.
making a statement now.
Let me finish, please. That you had the issue of the citywide versus the district at large. The district at large is actually District 5. The citywide was a appointment made by the members of the board that we have now for that citywide position. That was something that was discussed in our meetings, and this was the name that was offered up. So the difference is one is District 5 and one is citywide. That's the only difference between that, and the citywide was proffered by the board itself.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Now, you're clearly wrong in what my thinking is, number one. I have no problem with Dr. Patel serving on this committee. I think she'll do an excellent job on this committee. She has a great reputation in her past life as an educator, and I support her being on this committee. My question is the makeup of the committee. What is the difference between citywide and at large? At large means citywide. That means the entire city. So you're putting two citywide people on the committee. That's my concern. My concern is not Dr. Botel, because as I said, I support Dr. Botel being on this committee.
I think that when you talk about district at large, it just should have been District 5. That's what it should have shown.
Right, that's what I'm
You know, and when you say that, it's that person who's sitting in that seat of District 5 is the one that made that appointment. So it probably should have said District at large, District 5. And the citywide is something that was proffered by the Education Board.
Right.
Madam
As a
Chair.
matter of fact, Madam Chair, as a matter of fact, just a follow-up, I probably would have appointed Dr. Botel to represent District 4. So,
Well, now you got another one.
so well, yes, I understand that, but I'm just looking at the makeup of the board.
Right.
That it should have been District 5 is citywide, and I just think we should have one citywide person, and every district have somebody.
Right, and I understand that, and the district at large is District 5, and the citywide is something that the Education Committee proffered, but this is what the resolution called for. We were going by exactly how it was put together back in 2017 or something like that.
Madam
So
Chair.
we wanted to make sure that we followed those guidelines. Yes, sir, Mr. Guyton.
I am ready to put a motion on the floor.
Okay, very good, sir.
So we can get out of here.
All right, go ahead, sir. Make the motion.
I move that we accept the recommendations as submitted by staff.
Second.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead, sir.
of the resolution, I would just recommend staff take a look and clean up that resolution when they bring it back, because the language is just not clear, and I don't want it to be a conflict moving forward. Section 125 of the resolution states 4 appointments made citywide, which includes 1 representative from the district at large and 2 high school students. And then it has in parentheses the number 4. So there's an interpretation versus plain language, and I think we need to go back and adjust that resolution at a later date. In conversations with staff, they made the assumption that we're supposed to just understand that the 1 District 5 and then 1 is going to be citywide. But it's not clear language in the resolution. I think that's what created the conflict in my conversations as well. I do support these appointments tonight, but I want this language to be clear so that there's no ambiguity, there's no confusion when it comes to the board, because I believe that was what Dr. Spears was reading from the resolution that we just recently adopted. So we may want to update and resolve and fix that resolution and bring that back at a later date. But as I stated originally, I do support this motion on the floor.
Madam Chair?
Yes, go ahead, sir.
All right, so if we want to really clean this up, Mayor, I would make my appointment to be Dr. Botel for District 4, and we can leave that citywide space open until we come back and fix the resolution.
Very good.
I will amend my motion to include the comments made by Dr. Spurious as noted about Dr. Botel being his appointment.
My second still stands.
Madam Chair,
Yes, go ahead.
I just have a question. So I see district at large is Dr. Denise Smith.
That's District 5.
Right, but the list that we were sent on the Excel spreadsheet, it only showed 1 person for District 5, which was Joseph Bedford. What happened?
I
what
received that
happened?
appointment later. I believe that was the mayor's appointment. Was it?
I'm sorry?
Double check.
No, it says District 5.
The vice chair saying there's another appointment that wasn't on the list that she originally received.
Oh, District 5, got it.
I don't know, District 5 is here. Is that your appointment, District 5? Yeah.
Wait, if you're gonna speak, excuse me, Madam
Okay.
Chair, you need to come to the mic
Yeah, come on up.
or sit at the table.
No.
I think good evening, Chair and City Manager, Honorable Mayor. I think where the disconnect
And your
is com-
name for the people who are looking.
For the record, I am Chandra Stringer, the legislative aide for Councilwoman Davis Pinier, representing District 5 at large. I think where the disconnect has come that before we had the last educational meeting, there was already some appointments from the previous meeting. And those individuals were removed, and then at that last
Right,
educational meeting,
right.
every council person was responsible for providing their own appointment.
Right. She's absolutely right. I think that what happened initially, we just had these names listed and we just kind of placed them and then we said, no, everybody has a chance to
Correct.
place their own people. So that's what happened.
That's correct.
That's exactly what happened.
Okay, so the Excel spreadsheet that was emailed to us on the 8th or the 12th.
Yeah, those were the original names.
Correct. Through the chair.
Okay, so are there other names or is this a final?
There were not. Those were just other names that individuals submitted.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Madam Clerk?
Councilperson Guyton,
Yes.
Chair Pro Tem Miller Anderson,
Yes.
Councilperson Spiritus,
Yes.
Chairperson Lanier.
Yes.
This item passes with a unanimous vote.
Thank you so much. We were at the end of our agenda and discussions by the city manager.
Yes, Madam Chair. Certainly just want to recognize all the educators and academic professionals for an outstanding school year that have helped a bunch of kids be successful, and certainly to our new high school graduates throughout the community, congratulations, best of luck, and certainly we are hiring. So if you're looking for gainful employment opportunities, especially in some of the parks and recreation departments, please visit our website. Our base wage is $15 an hour, so we're looking for some eager, enthusiastic young people that want to be part of the city of Riviera Beach. Also, encouraging the city council on Friday at 11 o'clock at the Public Works facility. There's the Public Works Appreciation Luncheon, where we're going to take an opportunity to recognize and celebrate the exceptional work that our public works staff does. And you got an opportunity to see them on display, but they're out there in inclement weather and doing great work. And certainly I will pass on the message about free Marco's Pizza for them as well. They are actually at the Tiki having lunch or having dinner as a team. So that's something that I know they'll appreciate. And so, and their name of their event is Go Figure Boots on the Ground, I believe is the name of their luncheon festivity. So there may be some fans and some line dancing. I don't know, but I'll let you know. But certainly if you can come out and support our team. And so, and in closing, yes, congratulations to all the graduates and exceptional opportunities for them on the horizon. And I do want to also take an opportunity to recognize my nephew, Delonte Overstreet, that graduated from Walnut Grove High School and is attending the University of the Cumberlands on a full football scholarship. And I just flew back this morning from his graduation. So looking forward to a prosperous opportunity for him in Kentucky. So thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Madam Attorney?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. I have an announcement of a closed executive session pursuant to Florida Statute 286.0118D, Public Meetings and Records, and in its desire to obtain advice concerning labor negotiations, I'm requesting a time that the City Council is available for a closed executive session in the matter of Police Benevolent Association labor negotiations. The City Attorney, along with the city's outside counsel, would like to meet with City Council members to discuss PBA negotiations between the city and the union. I've made phone calls to most of you. And I would like to know if you're available on Wednesday, June 4th, which is your regular city council meeting, but at 5:30 p.m. for this session.
I already had that listed. I thought that was the time.
So
Yeah.
we had that conversation, right? But I had not announced it. I think I just made phone calls before. Therefore, a closed executive session will be held on the 4th day of June, 2025 at 5:30 p.m. at the Marina Event Center, 190 East 13th Street, Riviera Beach, Florida, 33404. And the specific matter again to be heard is PBA labor negotiations. Those persons in attendance will be myself, Dawn Nguyen, City Attorney, and/or Assistant City Attorney Corey Smith, Special Counsel Brett Schneider of Weiss Serota, Helfman, Cole, and Bierman, Mayor Douglas Lawson, members of the City Council, City Manager Jonathan Evans, Assistant City Manager Deirdre Jacobs, and the union negotiating team members, Police Chief Michael Coleman, Deputy Police Chief Kevin Coppin, Human Resources Director Tennille DeCoste, Finance Director Randy Sherman, and Assistant Finance Director Nadia Reynolds. And the subject matter of the closed executive session shall be restricted to Police Benevolent Association negotiations. Thank you, Madam Chair. I have nothing else.
Thank you. Commissioner Spears.
I would just like to, I've already discussed this with the city manager and with the city attorney. The people on Pine Point have an issue, obviously, with walking on city property. If you can get them a letter or something, and speak to the police department so we don't have any issues concerning that area that's city-owned. I'd also like to remind everyone who's interested in the paid parking proposals to be here on the 17th, I believe, June 17th. Make sure you're here and you get your position heard publicly. Thank you. That's all, Madam Chair.
Thank you, sir. Mayor?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a few items and just question for my board and see if we can get some support for having staff bring back some information. We previously had a conversation serving on this board about the road naming and building naming process. And I wanted to see if the mayor would, if the board would entertain allowing for staff to bring back a presentation on road naming. There's a few individuals that I would love for us to be able to honor in the community. And while doing my travels and looking across the country, I'm seeing the individuals are being recognized in the naming process. And staff has come up with a creative way of how to do this without changing the logistics. So I want to see if my board would be inclined to supporting listening to that and bringing back that road naming option. Second thing is going to be the manager's spending authority. We spoke briefly and previously about the spending authority, and the manager current limit, I believe, is $25,000 for the spending authority. I wanted us to discuss and possibly look at with the national conversations of DEI, limitations on local participation vendors, and local options, seeing what we could do about allowing for the manager to bring proper reporting and proper notification and give him an increased spending authority, which gives us the flexibility to allow for us to actually procure local talent, procure minority talent, and to secure vendors and businesses from the city. My ask would be that we get consistent reporting from our manager, but also making sure he understands the will of this board to use and procure local talent. These are some of the information that I'm going to be securing during my mayor's report. And that's going to be my last thing, is where the mayor's report I will be providing to all of my colleagues prior to releasing it to the public. And it will be going out publicly after, because of course it becomes a public document. But that is going to be a in-depth report on the conversations I'm having with the community. We're also going to be doing our listening tour, and I have the dates. All employees, I've spoken to our city manager, and I'm starting this Friday with human resources, internal auditor, city clerk, city manager's office, and the library to do the employee portion of the listening tour for the next 3 weeks, where we'll be talking to all the staff. I'll be sitting down with every staff and completing and consistently going through with the listening portion of the employee report. Last thing is the employee investigation, which I do want to put to bed. That manager's investigation that was completed previously, I want us to finalize that. So I've had conversations with the outside counsel and staff, and I want to make sure that that report is completed. We put that to bed, and that is no longer holding over our heads, because for many, many months, I asked our previous mayor for a complete report. Now I want that to be complete so that this board can move together in unity and move together supporting whatever the outcome of that report is. So those are just some of the basic items, and the request that I would have for my council is to see if we could give direction for Mr. Evans to bring back a presentation about road naming and the manager's spending authority.
Mr. Guyton.
Thank you. One of the issues that the mayor touched on, I was gonna request something related to that. Spending authority. I wanted to put on, well, this is a request, to put on the next agenda the discussion of the internal auditor that does not report to staff so that we can get a hold on what's going on in each department. And I also want to speak on that issue and get more comprehensive in that approach. It's important that we have somebody independent looking at our books and advising the city council. Road naming. That was something that I was going to eventually bring up because, and I love all ministers, love them to death. We can't live without them in our community. But almost every block is named after a minister already. No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
No, I wasn't. No. And I'm not. I love my ministers, but the significance of road naming has diminished, in my opinion, because we have so many names. I mean, so many roads named after different people and ministers, and I remember when it started, it was political payback. They supported a candidate. The candidate came up here and said, I want to name a road after. So it's just my opinion. I love all my ministers. I love road naming. But we have taken, in my opinion, the significance out of road naming. And I think that, and I'm not suggesting that we're taking the names down. That's not what I'm saying. So don't y'all pray against me out there. I want to live a little longer. But on a serious note, the significance of naming roads, in my opinion, has been diminished in the city of Riviera Beach. Every road has a minister name. Those are my comments about road naming.
All right. That's it, sir? All right, go ahead, Ms. Anderson.
I have nothing, thank you.
Since we're talking about the manager's authority, we're talking about road naming. We also need to bring back the issue of food trucks in the city. There are a lot of issues in regards to people wanting to, and that is the small businesses of the city. So we really need to look at that again for the city. With that being said, there are three announcements from the public library, the city's Riviera Beach Library, May 22nd. There's a SCORE representative that is going to be at the city talking about business plans, financial perspectives, leadership advice. There's going to be a digital resource class on May 24th. And there's also going to be a conversations and connections and literacy talking about the book by Chris Hayes called The Sirens Call, which is on Tuesday, May 27th at 2 p.m. Also, this coming Sunday, the Black Infant Health and Wellness Expo. Please come out. It starts at 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. The founder of Ms. Kiara Wester, her number is 561-785-4277. That is Miss Kiara Wester. 561-785-4277. Please come out to this event. It is about staying healthy. It is about eating healthy. It is about staying fit. Also, too, on May the 31st, May 18th, celebration at the Riviera Beach Library, 6 p.m. That's a Saturday. And we hope to see you there. And this meeting is adjourned.